Our own Regis Jesuit track and field team recently competed at the 51st Annual Liberty Bell Track and Field Invitation. This meet marked the beginning of the end of the 2024 track and field season. Our Raiders ran very well, highlighted by junior Braden Foch placing 4th overall in the 3,200 meter run, as well as senior David Flagg placing 3rd overall in the 800 meter run. As we look back on the season, the athletes recall their favorite memories from the season. Freshman Luke Lonaha talked about his experiences in developing a brotherhood with the upperclassmen.
My favorite parts about running track, training is always fun because it's always good to get a good laugh in with upperclassmen. I get to learn a lot, and a lot of upperclassmen have the connection with my brother because they shared their experience with my brother as well, and it's good to hear some inside stories about my brother.
Long distance running coach and cross country coach says that as a coach, his favorite memories are the successes that his team has seen over the years.
I think at Regis Jesuit, some of the highlights, probably, the state 4x8 last year was probably a highlight. It was 2 seniors who at the start of the year had never competed at the state championships, and so they kind of committed to me that last spring they were like, hey, we want to go all in on cross country and track and field. I want to see how good we can go, and we had a sophomore and a junior who were pretty competitive, and so it was cool because those 2 seniors got an opportunity to compete at the state championships that honestly I think we hadn't qualified a 4x8 team in a long time, and so for those 2 guys to not only race the state championships but also get up on the podium for the first time in a long time, it was pretty darn cool.
For the past couple of weeks, Regis Jesuit track and field has begun to wind down the main season and start preparing for the state championship this week. We talked with athletes and coaches about the training that they've put throughout the season.
A typical week of training for varsity track, it's the same thing every day. It's a warm-up to begin, and then it typically can vary between starts, handoffs, technique, and some endurance as well, which it's always fun, and that's kind of how we finish out.
To compete at the highest level of cross country on Coach Boyle's team is a year-round effort and a difficult program to be a part of.
So my boys work hard. So we run 6 days a week. Some of my boys run 7 days a week. Occasionally we'll run twice a day. So the cool thing about running, realistically, at the end of the day, it's pretty linear progress in the sense of the more you run, the better you get, which I think sometimes it's not quite as easy to see your progress. It's not always that linear in some other sports, right? Whether it's playing time or whether it's kind of how you fit into a team. The cool thing about competing and with running in particular, the more you run, the more you compete, the better you get. And the cool thing about cross country and track and field too is it's equal playing time, right? It's if you want to run fast, you'll get an opportunity, and at the end of the day, the times speak for themselves and the hard work really speaks for itself too.
This is Kallen, Kahn
and Hank Bangor
with the Raider Sports Network.